Alright, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hammerdown TV. Tonight, the Hammerdown Racing League Super Late Models visit Rossburg, Ohio. Yes, we're here at the Big E at Eldora Speedway. Qualifying complete, 3 heat races here on the program. Tonight's quick qualifier in caliber 9, it's Jason George, giving us a 4-car inversion for the opening heat race of the night. 10 laps of distance here. Heat race number 1 lines up like this. In caliber 11, Dustin Sizemore lines up on the front row. Alongside him in the 112, it's Adam Davis. At position number 3, it's the 007 of Jacob Fields. Alongside him in caliber 9, tonight's fastest qualifier, it's Jason George. At position number 5, in caliber 22, it's Michael McCahey. To his outside in the 88, it's Thomas Coggins. That lines up heat race number 1. As I said, 3 heats here on the program this evening. 10 laps of distance for all 3 heat races there. Then we'll get into tonight's 35 lap main event. Green flag is out and we're underway here at Eldora Speedway. Sizemore leads us into 1 and 2. Davis in second spot. George on the outside. He gets by Fields in the 007 into 3 and 4. Coggins now trying to work to the outside, pick up position 4, but you go back to 2nd and 3rd right now. Davis and Jason George side by side. Davis makes a mistake in 1 and 2. George on the inside. Down the back straight away we go. Sizemore continues to lead the fields. George with a slider on Davis, and now here comes Field trying to make his way through the field as well. 2 laps complete here at Eldora in the opening heat race of the night. Davis back here in position number 3, trying to hold off Jacob Fields in the 007. Fields through the middle of turns 3 and 4. Challenge for the race lead now. Sizemore's got company behind him. The 9 of Jason George. Oh, he almost got into the rear bumper of that 11 machine, got out of the gas. Loses a little bit of time, but not too much, because now the 9 trying to fight back on the outside into turn number 1 and 2. Sizemore continues to ride the top side of the racetrack, gets into the wall, and now Jason George, and he race leader down the back straight away, and Sizemore goes from first to third. As Adam Davis in the 112 gets on by, Sizemore trying to come back into turn number 1 and 2. Looking down on the bottom side of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2, but no, Sizemore going to now lose another spot, because here comes the 88 of Thomas Coggins. Coggins started position 6 here, and he's up to position 3, so the 88 is on a move. Tell you who wouldn't be impressed with this heat race in the 007 of Jacob Fields falling back to position number 5. See if you can't get by the 11 of Sizemore to race into, or race off at turn number 4. George still your race leader. 3 laps to go here in the opening heat race of the night. Adam Davis back there in position number 2. We go back to Thomas Coggins, Dustin Sizemore, Jacob Fields, and Michael McCahey. Rounds out the 6 cars in heat race number 1. 3 heats here this evening. 2 to go. Sizemore still trying to hold off Fields down the back straight away, and he will do so into turns 3 and 4. The 9 of Jason George gets the white flag one more time around Eldora. Looking to start the main event on pole position tonight. Through turns 3 and off at turn number 4, checkers around. Jason George gets the win. Home in 2nd went to Adam Davis. 3rd was Thomas Coggins. 4th went to Jacob Fields at the line. 5th was Dustin Sizemore, and Michael McCahey finishes in 6th position. So well done to Jason George from 4th to 1st. And a good drive there by the 88 of Thomas Coggins from 6th up into 3rd as well. Heat number 2 up next. Starting on the pole in the 06, it's Matthew Everts. To his outside, the 74 of Blake Brown. At a position 3, the 76 of Stephen Baxley. To his outside in caliber 69, it's Keith Hackney. And our final row on the inside out of position 5 in the 420, it's Eric Elmore. To his outside in caliber 71, it's Richard Sparr. Once again, 10 more laps around the Eldora Speedway. Heat racing competition here in the Hammerdown Racing League Super Late Models. Tomorrow night, the Pro Late Models in action. as well, so make sure you come back for that one. Who will start on the outside of tonight's front row for tonight's main event? The winner of this heat race will earn himself the front row starting position. Everts on the inside, starting on pole in that 06 machine. Blake Brown on the outside. Keep an eye on the guys that qualify the fastest. Start on the outside of row 2, so Keith Hackney in the 69. Second quick here this evening. Starts position 4, looking to do what Jason George did in opening heat race competition. Here we go. Green flag is out, and we're underway here at Eldora. Everts and Brown contact. And Everts goes upside down on the yellow flag is out. Initial start, Everts got a good jump, and then both drivers just going in the same bit of real estate there. Baxley in the 76 was a little slow on that start, and I'll tell you who got a pearl of a start was the 69 of Keith Hackney. And he will lead this field under yellow at the moment. So Hackney from Brown, Elmore, Baxley and Richard Spa. Unfortunately for Matthew Everts in the 06 machine, that's going to be putting him into pit lane and on the virtual tow truck, which therefore he's going to be starting second last in tonight's feature event. So he's got some work cut out for him. Lights are still on the pace truck. We'll go green next time by. The lights will turn off when we go past the start finish line this time by. So we'll have 4 complete, 6 to go here in heat race number 2. Again, if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the like and follow button on the Have It Out TV Facebook page. If you can also check us out on YouTube as well, make sure you hit the subscribe button there. Bringing you action 7 nights a week. Hackney down the back straight away to 3 and 4. The battle on for second and third. Elmore, who come from the third row now, slides up in front of Brown, but here comes the 76 of Stephen Baxley back on the inside into turn number 1 and 2. Baxley and Elmore go side by side. Here comes Brown back down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Into 3 and 4 we go, nearly 3 wide off of turn number 4. Elmore picks up second again. The battle is on between Baxley and Brown in the 74. Little contact now. Here comes Richard Spa. The 70s are 3 wide down the back straightaway. Spa trying to make it work on the bottom side of the racetrack, but Baxley gets around him. Back to position number 3. 7 down, 3 to go. Heat race number 2. Keith Hackney really starting to drive away from this field right now. Close battle between 3rd, 4th and 5th. Although Baxley starting to clear away from the 71 of Richard Spa in position 4. And Blake Brown just falling back to position 5, and he's going to lose a ton of ground. He's actually running the bottom side of the racetrack. In fact, he will bring that car back down pit road. So 74 also having a tough time. So both of our drivers that started on the front row for this heat race have ended up on pit lane. Checkers are out as Keith Hackney gets the job done. He will start on the outside of the main event for tonight's 35-lap feature event. Heat race number 2 complete. Second went to the 420 of Eric Elmore. Home in third was the 76 of Stephen Baxley. The 71 of Richard Spa home in fourth. Blake Brown and Matthew Everts rounded out the field here in heat race number 2. Heat 3 up next. Heat number 3, starting on the pole in car number 45, it's Garrett Pepiat. To his outside, the 51 of James Shirley. At a position 3 in the 721, it's James Normoyle Jr. At a position 4, the 80 of Dylan Wilson. At a position 5, the 47 of Brian Hetzler. And starting out of position 6 in car number 41, it's Shad Prescott. Our final heat of the night. Here for the super late models at Eldora, right here on Hammerdown TV. Pepiat and Shirley bring us into turn number 3 and 4. The pace truck will take a left-hand turn onto pit lane as we get set for 10 more laps around Eldora, the final heat of the night. Here we go. Garrett Pepiat gets us underway. Normoyle Jr. in the 721 got a great start, but drove it into the wall into turn number 1 and 2. Goes back to position number 3. Keep an eye on the 80 of Dylan Wilson. He was third fastest in tonight's qualifying here at Eldora. See if he can make some moves in this heat race. Pepiat continues to lead the opening lap and lead down the back straightaway into 3 and 4, but here comes Shirley to the inside. Wilson trying to put the moves on for third as well. At the line, Garrett Pepiat hangs on the first spot, but little loose coming across the start-finish line. He goes back to position number 3. And now, probably more than likely, going to go back to position number 4 because here comes Dylan Wilson. Pepiat will tag the back of the 41. They kept it going at the moment. James Normoyle Jr. in the 721. He's hit that outside wall in 1 and 2 every lap so far. Wilson in position number 3, but at the moment, your race leader, the 51 of James Shirley. Normoyle Jr. looking for a slide job. No. Puts the pressure on Shirley in the 51 down the back straight away. But be careful because here comes Dylan Wilson. Wilson can't go anywhere at the moment. Slide job from Normoyle Jr. on Shirley. Shirley crosses back underneath him now down the back straight away. Here is Wilson throwing his name into the mix now. Nearly 3 wide off of turn number 4 for the race lead. The 51 of James Shirley continues to lead the field. Oh, contact between Normoyle Jr. and Wilson. There was slight contact. And Wilson loses a couple of car lengths down the back straight away. 7 down, 3 to go. James Shirley, if he continues to lead this heat race and if he finishes in first position tonight, he will start 3rd in tonight's main event. Normoyle Jr., if he finishes 2nd, will start 6th, and Dylan Wilson's going to start 9th if he finishes 3rd. A white flag out this time by for James Shirley, your race leader. I think Dylan Wilson's been taking a little bit too easy right now. Oh no, tags the back of the 721. 721 upside down, he gets back on all 4s. And Dylan Wilson's actually already parked it. Little contact, he didn't want to gain any positions out of that one, so some respect there to Dylan Wilson. Home in 2nd. At the line was Garrett Pepiat in the 45. Shad Prescott in 3rd, James Normoyle in 4th. 5th was Brian Hetzler. And Dylan Wilson home in 6th. Heat racing done, no C or B main required here with 18 cars in the pit area. As it is now time for a 2-minute warm-up session, then we'll get the drivers on track for the 35-lap main event here at Eldora. We'll take a quick break and come back with tonight's A main. Alright, here we go. A main time here at Eldora. Starting on the pole in car number 9, it's Jason George to his outside, the 69 of Keith Hackney. Inside second row, the 51 of James Shirley out of position 3. Out of position 4, the 112 of Adam Davis. Out of position 5, the 420 of Eric Elmore. Out of position 6, the 45 of Garrett Pepiat. Out of position 7, the 88 of Thomas Coggins. Out of position 8, the 76 of Stephen Baxley. Out of position 9, the 41 of Shad Prescott. Out of position 10, the 007 of Jacob Fields. Out of position 11, the 71 of Richard Spar. Out of position 12, it's the 721, James Normoyle Jr. Out of position 13, the 11 of Dustin Sizemore. Out of position 14, the 74 of Blake Brown. Out of position 15, the 47 of Brian Hetzler. Out of position 16, the 22 of Michael McKay. Our final row, ninth and final row on the inside, out of position 17, the 06 of Matthew Everton to his outside. Out of position 18, it's the 80 of Dylan Wilson. 35 laps of distance here around the Eldora Speedway for the Super Late Models. Presented by Hammerdown. Right here on Hammerdown TV, live on Facebook and YouTube. Green flag underway here at Eldora. 3 wide for the top 5, and everybody else so far makes it cleanly through turns 1 and 2. So we get the opening lap in the books. We've got a car around, it's the 45. We've got multiple cars. We've got a car flipping over the fence into turn number 1 and 2. And that happens to be Eric Elmore in the 420, Garrett Pepiat in the 45 around as well. Richard Spar involved. Dustin Sizemore, I think, was involved in that as well in the 11 car. So we get 1 lap in, but we see the caution flag flying immediately on the front straightaway. Eric Elmore taking a wild ride in turns 1 and 2. He's been sort of the benchmark when it comes to the late models. Not only the Supers, but also the Pro late models as well. He's always found himself towards the front come feature time. Picked up multiple feature wins this season. And unfortunately, not going to happen here tonight at Eldora. So this time by, we'll have the lights out on the Iracing official page truck, and we'll line them up 2 by 2. Getting set to go green here at Eldora. Five down, 30 to go. Green flag is back out. Let's get dirty for 30. George and Hackney get to the top side in turns 1 and 2. Davis back there in second position. Make that third. Sorry, I apologise. Yellow flag out again here at Eldora. We got the 47 of Brian Hetzler around and slowing in turns 3 and 4. See what happened here on a replay. Little bump there from the 80 of Dylan Wilson. The 47 Hetzler slowing big time on the exit of turn number 2, and Wilson trying to get to his inside. Blake Brown going back to the pits as well. Blake Brown done and dusted. Already losing a couple of cars from this feature in the opening couple of laps here at Eldora. It's a lot different to what we've seen previously with the Super and Pro late models over the past 6 to 8 weeks. There's been some fantastic racing. Been races where we've gone the full 35 laps of distance without a caution. Well, 2 cautions here this evening so far. 9 down, 26 to go when we get the green flag, this time by Jason George, Keith Hackney, Adam Davis, James Shirley, Thomas Coggins, Shad Prescott, James Norwell Jr., Jacob Fields, Stephen Baxley, Matthew Evans, Dustin Sizemore, Dylan Wilson, Richard Sparr, Michael McCahey, Brian Hetzler as well, still there. And Eric Elmore as well, back on the racetrack. After that horrific ride in turns 1 and 2, green flag is back out. As we get the 51 into the wall, that's James Shirley going to lose 2 positions, 3 positions. Now Fields trying to get back on the inside of Shirley in the turn number 3 and 4. Prescott on the outside of Coggins. He gets the run on Coggins down into 1 and 2. Now Prescott trying to make a move on Davis for 3rd. George starting to clear away from Hackney. Davis 3rd. Then we go to Prescott and Thomas Coggins rounding up the top 5. Battle for 6th and 7th right now. Shirley and Fields. Fields coming in with a big slide. Going to 1 and 2. Slide job complete. Shirley back underneath him. Yellow, yellow, yellow. '76 just coming down the racetrack a little bit. That's Stephen Baxley. Came down in front of the 06 of Matthew Evans there in 1 and 2. That got both those cars sideways. So 15 down when we get the green flag in 2 laps time. 20 left here at Eldora. See if we can get some green flag laps in here with the super late models. Right, the next season 5 I believe it is for Hammerdown. If you want to be a part of the action, head over to www.hdirl.com and you can sign up for next season's race categories. Ranging from UMP modifieds, 360 wing sprint cars, 410s. I believe the late models are in action again. Some street stocks. I've got it all here on Hammerdown. We all broadcast it on Hammerdown TV. Green flag, 15 down, 20 to go. Here comes Hackney with a slider on George. No, George keeps the pin to the top side of the racetrack. Davis under pressure from Prescott into turns 3 and 4, but here comes Coggins in the 88. Bringing Fields with him in the 007. Dylan Wilson trying to come through the field as well. He's sitting in about 9th position. Now remember, he started dead last on the field, so he's gotten through half the cars already. In the opening 15 laps, can he have a challenge for our top 5? We'll soon find out. We'll try and keep an eye on the 80 throughout this race. Coggins into the wall. He's going to lose 1 spot to Fields. That's all he's going to lose at the moment. Hackney in second. George clearing away by 0.7 of a second. 0.736. Hackney in second. Couple of car lengths back to Adam Davis in the 112. Then you got Prescott in 4th. Rounding up the top 5 is the 007 of Jacob Fields. Starting to get some good green flag laps in here at Eldora. Now Fields moves on the inside of Prescott into 3 and 4 with a big slide job. Prescott made the mistake out of turn number 2 on the previous lap. Now Fields trying to come after the 112 of Adam Davis down the back straightaway. 2 car lengths separating him into 3 and 4. Meanwhile, Hackney closing in on your race leader. Down to about 0.4 of a second now. So over the past couple of laps, he picked up a couple of tenths. He's one of the fastest cars on the racetrack right now, is the 69 of Keith Hackney. And I say that, and Jason George, he's just done his fastest lap with a 15.547. Fields down low into 3 and 4. Sliding up, almost gets into the left rear quarter panel of Adam Davis off of turn 4. Prescott now trying to come back at Fields. Meanwhile, back in 8th and 9th position, Wilson and Shirley throwing some big haymaker slide jobs on each other. Although Wilson gets clear of him right now for turn number 4. Back towards our 3rd and 4th place drivers in the 112 of Adam Davis and Jacob Fields. Fields in the 007. 10 laps to go, so heat race distance left here at Eldora. Jason George, your race leader from Keith Hackney. Pulled out back out to 6/10 of a second. It could be a little bit more at the start finish line. No, we're still around 6/10 of a second between your 1st and 2nd place driver. 3rd is still Adam Davis. 4th, Jacob Fields. All over the rear bumper of the 112. He needs to get a little bit closer now into 1 and 2 to pull up a slide job in 3 and 4. Can he do it? He's trying to get the run. No, it looks like Davis is a little faster coming off turn number 2 right now. Fields might be faster in 3 and 4. I think what's really hurting Fields right now is he's not able to ride that cushion all the way around the racetrack. He's just bringing it down. He's got to run down the back straightaway this time by. Here comes a big slide job from Field. Crossover by Davis. And a perfectly timed crossover at that. This time, Davis going to slide back to the cushion in 1 and 2. Fields, once again, does he get the run down the back straightaway? No, he does not. Coming to 5 to go for your race leader, Jason George. Fields down low into 1 and 2. Slide job by Fields, and Davis once again calculating the crossover. Now Davis throws his slide job into 3 and 4, tags the wall, and Fields now gets back into position number 3. Fields once again with a slide job, getting to the cushion out of turn number 2. Here comes the 41 of Prescott as well, so now a 3-car battle, the 3rd, 4th and 5th. 2.5 to go, and your race leader Jason George has got Brian Hetzler, a lap car in front of him. He tagged the wall a little bit. Now Hackney running right through the middle of turns 3 and 4. Hetzler goes down low, letting the leaders on by. Hackney getting around the 47 into turn number 3. Coming to the white flag. 1 lap to go here around the Eldora Speedway. So we've gone the last 20 laps. Green flag down the back straightaway for the final time. The 9 of Jason George through turns 3 and 4. Going to put it in victory lane. The checkers are out. Jason George gets the win. Home in 2nd, the 69 of Keith Hackney. In 3rd was Jacob Fields. We take a look at the rest of our finishing positions here. Home in 4th was Adam Davis. Home in 5th was Prescott in the 41. In 6th, Thomas Coggan. 7th was Dylan Wilson. 8th was James Normoyle Jr. 9th place was James Shirley. 10th was Dustin Sizemore. You go over the page and have a look at our 11th finishing position. Went to the 71 of Richard Sparr. Home in 12th. The 76 of Stephen Baxley. 13th, the 22 of Michael McCahey. 14th was the 06 of Matthew Everts. In 15th, the 47 of Brian Hetzler. He was a lap down. Eric Gilmore a lap down in the 420. Home in 16th. Blake Brown home in 17th, and home in 18th was Garrett Pepiat in the 45. Let's chat with our podium here. All right, let's start it off with bringing in our 3rd place finisher tonight out of position, started position 10, home in 3rd, Jacob Fields. Jacob, congratulations on the 3rd place here. A little bit disappointing with your heat race, but you're still able to come through the feet to them, and from 10th up to 3rd, you've got to be happy about that.
Oh yeah, that I'm definitely happy with that finish. It was a great race. I mean, it was a lot of fun.
You didn't go forward in the heat race. I mean, what was obviously the track difference? Was there much difference in the track between your heat race and the feature then?
Yeah, that top side started coming in there, and it kept getting slicker and slicker. There towards the end, it was a little harder to get around. I thought that bottom was going to start to come in.
All right. Well, what did you make of the track? Obviously, that first couple of sort of 10 to 15 laps, we didn't get too many laps in, but those last 20, I mean, what did you make of the track when you're able to get some green flag laps in?
Oh, it was fast. I mean, he could pull the slide jobs and not kill too much momentum. So it made for some pretty fun racing, I think.
All right. Well, look, well done on third place. And before we let you get out of here, you got any sponsor shouts you want to give?
Oh yeah, I gotta, as always, thank the guys at Elite 7. We got True Form Racing, the Dirt Million, check that out. Water Truck Productions, and twitch.tv/Fink. And I gotta thank you guys for broadcasting that.
All right, there we go. Jacob Fields home in third. Home in third place tonight in car 69, Keith Hackney. Keith, congratulations on second. You ran out of laps there and a couple little mistakes cost you, but still a second place. You can't be too disappointed with that.
Oh no, I was probably running just a little bit different gear than he was, and we was also running just a slightly different line, and we was both fast. I mean, I hit the wall a few times. He hit the wall a few times, but it seems like every time that happened, it was almost, the same time. And except for a few times he pulled away from me. But congrats to him. He drove a hell of a race, and congrats to my other teammate to finish right behind me.
It seemed like you guys had a fairly locked down here at Eldora tonight. But in regards to track, we're topside dominant. But late in that race, you were running the middle line. At both ends, it looked like there was some grip there, and although you weren't really catching, you're still able to hold pace.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I changed my gear to run the top side because I knew that I was going to be dominant in the race. If I would have probably kept my gear that I ran in the heat race, I probably could have tried to run the middle a lot more than what I did. But I thought I'd jump down there because I wasn't making no leadway on the top, and just to try something different. But it all worked out.
Well done on second here, but before we let you get out of here, who do you need to thank that makes it all happen for you, buddy?
I want to thank E7, True Form Race Products, Dirt Million, Water Truck Productions, and Iracing the High Flag. And thanks to Rob for putting this on.
User was moved out of your channel.
All right, Keith Hackney there, home in second, and home in first tonight. It's the clean sweep. He quick time tonight, won his heat, and leads all 35 laps here of tonight's feature event. Jason George, congratulations on the win. You must be thrilled about pulling the broom out, sweeping the rest of the field with tonight's dominating performance. Oh, can't hear. Negative. Got a mic lighting up, that's it. Technical issues here, I'll get that sorted. A few little hiccups here in victory lane, but I'll give him a minute or two.
Can you hear me?
Yep, can now.
All right, sorry about that.
You're good. Look, perfect night. You sweep everything, qualifying, heat race, and obviously that 35 lap feature event. You put the broom to work, and well, it's a very good night for you.
Yeah, it was a pretty good night. We had a pretty good car.
Talk about coming through the heat race there from fourth to first. I mean, you only had 10 laps to do it, but you're able to do that fairly comfortable.
Yeah, we had a car that was set up pretty good. It was sticking to the top real good and fast. I was afraid I was going to get into the cars there, so we took it easy a little bit. But she ran good.
All right, talk us through how your feature race went there. I mean, Keith was there at some parts of the race, but you're able to clear away from them, and sort of those last 3 to 4 laps, you had lap traffic approaching as well.
Yeah, I think Keith got into the wall there a couple of times, and then I hit the wall too. It's easy to do. And when we come up on the lap traffic area, I didn't know if he was going down low or going high, so we just had to stuck to the top there, and he kind of went down to the bottom, so that kind of helped us out there.
Right, well, look, well done on picking up the win here at Eldora. Yeah, sweeping the night from qualifying, a heat win, and tonight's 35-lap feature event. Who do you need to think that makes it all happen for the wheels to turn on that number 9 machine?
Yeah, I think our team are Elite 7, Dirt Million, and True Form Race Products, and the Water Truck Productions. Just a great group of guys, great sponsors. Can't thank them enough. And I want to thank you guys for the race and the broadcast. Had a really good time.
User was
All right, there we go. Jason George there with the win here from the Eldora Speedway for the Hammerdown Racing League Super Late Models right here on Hammerdown TV. That'll do it for us here. And tomorrow night, the Pro Late Models are in action again. Same time, about 9:30 serve up. We'll have a broadcast hopefully up around 9:40 Eastern. So make sure you come back, and if you haven't done so already on the Hammerdown TV, make sure you hit the like and follow button. You can also search us up on YouTube. Search in Hammerdown TV, hit the subscribe button to the YouTube channel as well. And on behalf of Brett Wheeler and everyone here at Hammerdown TV, we say good night, well done to Jason George, Keith Hackney, and Jacob Fields, our top 3.